adjust that however you need
Okay.
it. It's on.
Okay. How my optimism will help me press on to greater achievements in the future. A pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity. An optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. Winston Churchill. In today's world, anything with even so much a hint of difficulty is viewed as something to be avoided. We're all about the now, and anything with any so much as a hint of challenge is something to be avoided. I'm a person who's all about the little things, whether it's laughing with my friends at school or taking a walk instead of driving one day because the weather was nice. It is easy to get bogged down with day-to-day things, even just the little things. And sometimes the effort may seem too great to just keep pushing forward. However, I found that there is always a silver lining somewhere. You just have to keep looking for it. I was recently invited to partake in an experience I will not soon forget. I was invited to partake in an experience as a 5-day excursion into the Wyoming wilderness. I am by no means an athletic person or particularly adventurous. However, my curiosity drove me to accept the offer, and long story short, I soon found myself with the daunting task of climbing a mountain. Now, it was not Mount Everest height, but I was soon discouraged as I saw my friends trekking forward with ease as I was left behind, lungs burning, and feet growing weary. However, we paused during short breaks, and I would take a moment to look at the beauty around me. Even the view from halfway up the mountain was absolutely breathtaking. It was in these moments that I found the courage to keep pushing forward, as I would not have seen all of these beautiful things if I had stayed behind at camp that morning. And slowly but surely, I did indeed make it up to the top of that mountain. As cliche as it sounds, I could probably chalk this up to being one of my greatest life lessons. That even though you may never think you're going to make it, if you just take a moment to stop and pause and see why it is you're doing what you are doing, you will find courage to keep moving forward. That being said, though my physical fitness wasn't entirely up to par to climb a mountain, my mindset kept me positive, even though realistic to my physical capabilities. That being said, a smile on the outside does not always reflect what's going on the inside. I'm a daydreamer, and though my head is mostly always in the clouds, I usually have a ball and chain of pressing matters that keeps me down to earth. Sometimes this can be overwhelming, though, but I always find the courage to pick myself back up, even after the consuming pressures. Life is not always sunshine and rainbows. However, it's not always doom and gloom either. That being said, though there are such opposite ends of the spectrum, anyone who is either on one side or the other is either a chronic warrior or an ignorant bliss. As Eckhart Tolle said, the primary cause of unhappiness is never the situation, rather your thoughts about it. Though my optimism has helped me press through current matters, I've never really considered much about the future and how my optimism would help me there. I've always had a childhood dream of pursuing psychology. How I got there had never really been a factor. I'd always imagined I would just get the job that I was looking for. I know that I'll be in school for a very long time, and that college courses and enrollment in classes is a long part of the process. However, I have a main focus that keeps me determined to stay where I am. My sister suffers from depression, and when I was younger, this was never much of a factor. However, I figured that I would always be optimistic enough for the both of us, as she always seemed to be so pessimistic about anything. Until I began to wonder why. Why was my sister's outlook on life so much different than my own? Why was I so optimistic about practically everything, while she was so pessimistic about absolutely anything? This is where I found my passion in psychology. As I know that as long as I keep my focus where it is, and remember why I'm doing what I'm doing, I will be able to press forward. As I know that the dark days of college exams and courses are coming. But remembering why I'm passionate, much like I did when I was halfway up that mountain, I know will keep me motivated